Here we go, back at it with yet another video. G'day guys, I'm Champ Chong, and if you end up enjoying today's video, make sure you smack that like button real good. But right before we do get into today's video, there's this awesome new game known as Raid Shadow Legends, which is today's sponsor. Playing Raid is the most immersive experience you'll find on a smartphone, and it can only be compared with the biggest PC and console titles. So forget everything you know about mobile games, because this is one hell of an RPG game. And the best part is, it's completely free. It's got all the features you expect from a brand new RPG title. Amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, PvP battles, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. I honestly never expected to get this level of detail out of a mobile game. Just look how crazy the level of detail is on these champions. Raid is getting big real fast, so getting in early will give you a huge head start. And there's also a special launch tournament with crazy prizes. Also, don't forget to join my clan before that, so just search for my clan name, which you guys can see on screen right here. So go to the description of this video right now and download Raid only through my link to get 50,000 silver immediately and a free epic champion part of the new player program thanks to the dev team. But now let's jump into our first report on today's show, and it has to do with a PlayStation gamer who had their PSN account banned, and well, now they can't access their digital games, which is kind of crazy. Now, what I will say right off the bat before I even dive into this story is that this is actually 100% deserved. I know some people are going to argue against it, but in my opinion, he did deserve it for the things he said because, well, he was actually banned for hate speech, and that's part of violating Sony's policy on the PlayStation Network, so if you do that, you're gonna get banned. The thing is, his entire library of digital games are now not accessible, so he can't play any of his digital games, which is actually quite a bit, which I will show you guys in a second, but here is an email from the guy known as Rob, and he basically states that my account was temp banned for 1 week for calling people I can't say those words. This includes the temp revoking of all licenses for all digital downloads. He goes on and basically just explains that this is a slippery slope, and I kind of agree to an extent with him that it is a slippery slope that Sony could be going down and many other companies could go with an all digital future, but at the same time, if you're going to accept the terms and conditions when you sign up to an account, which nobody reads, I don't read all that, I just scroll to the bottom and then click accept. Everyone does that. I'm pretty sure we all do that. But the thing is, if you're going to accept that and accept those terms, it's going to happen. Your digital games could get taken away from you. But anyway, here you can see that it says your account has temporarily been suspended. It shows the sign-in ID. It's due to a community post, and it was only for 7 days. But the thing is, you can see here, PlayStation cracked down on this really quickly. Now, on top of that, you can see this screenshot right here. It states cannot use the content. So this is when he tried to actually access one of his games. He can't even get into the server to verify the license for that game. So it doesn't even know that he owns it. It knows it's on his PlayStation, but he can't access it because of all these issues due to the temporary ban. And that is just ridiculous to even look at. I would be so scared, and I wouldn't even know what to do in that sense, because imagine buying all these games like you can see on screen right here. He's got accounting plus, he's got a lot of VR games. A lot of his VR games are digital right there. He's got a Batman Arkham VR game, Apollo 11. So a lot of these here are the virtual reality games, so the PlayStation VR, but it still sucks. He's buying these games. He got banned for a week, he couldn't access them, but it makes sense. Like, if you were going to get a permanent ban and you had all your games digitally downloaded, you're going to lose them all. I guess that's why you should go 100% by the terms and conditions. Make sure you follow all the policies that PlayStation or whatever thing you sign up to, because, well, you could lose all your games, which is just a scary thought. Now, luckily, I've never been banned, and I don't know what I'd actually do if I did end up getting banned, but it sucks for this guy that happened, but at the same time, he did deserve it. They did only give him a 7-day temporary ban for hate speech, But if you're gonna be a complete douche, you're gonna get banned for those things temporarily. But the thing is, away from this guy specifically, this is just a look into the future of video games in general. It's kind of scary. You do have to think about it, because let's say your account got accidentally banned and then there was like this confusion with Sony and they just didn't know how to fix it, and you've lost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of games, because a lot of people these days are downloading their games digitally. It's a lot easier. You get the game earlier. You don't have to go to the store at midnight. If it's a big release, you've already got it pre-downloaded. It unlocks at midnight. It's a much smoother process, especially like Red Dead Redemption, for example, was one of the big titles last year. A lot of people pre-downloaded that, and physical sales weren't as high as they thought. It was a lot more digital this time around compared to Rockstar's last release before that, which was Grand Theft Auto 5, where pretty much everyone went out and got the game physically. And it's just a huge change in the times that we are living in today. So going even more forward into the future, a lot more people will be buying digitally a lot more. So it's going to be crazy to see a lot more people also get banned potentially and then never access their games. And it's going to be just a crazy thing to see. And also, just one last thing I will touch on here at the end, just regarding this whole matter about being banned, losing your digital games, is that companies are known, as I said, like they are known to accidentally ban people. I've had friends accidentally banned and it took like almost a month to get their accounts back, and then the Sony and Xbox have apologized, and it sucks because you won't be able to access your games. So I know a lot of you guys still play physical games. I still have physical copies of games. But what do you do in that month where if you've got your favorite game downloaded digitally where you can't play it because of an accident on someone else's part? Like, it just kind of sucks. And especially if it's a single player game. Imagine it's a single player game. That would really, really suck. But anyway, guys, let's move on to the next news report on today's show. And it's actually our final news report on today's show. It's a real quick one right here. And it's talking about the PlayStation 5 price versus old consoles. So right now, we actually don't know the exact price of the PS5 or anything like that, but they are looking into it. This is coming from analysts and just data specifics. And you can see right here that the experts are stating that the console will cost around $500 to $600, which is realistic, and that's US dollars, by the way. But the thing is, it's a bit of a scary thing to even suggest a price like that, because when you think about it, you put that into Australian dollars, you've got it well over $700 at that point, and then I don't even know how much that is in British pounds. You can do the conversion for that. It does get pretty damn scary, because if you think back to the PlayStation 3, that console didn't do too well in sales compared to the PlayStation 4, due to the price being set at like 1,000 Australian dollars in the first place, and I think it was like 700 or so US dollars. I can't remember the exact US price, but I remember being $1,000 in Australia. So the fact that it will cost around that much, that's what experts are stating, is a really scary thought. I know inflation has adjusted that. It's a little bit of a different time today, but at the same time, it's still a huge price to pay just for a box that plays games, when you could buy a PC for just a little more than that and then upgrade it over time. Now, if you guys do want to check out the actual adjusted prices compared to old consoles with the PlayStation 5 potential price, you guys can check them out. I've linked the link in the description down below to this full article. It's actually quite interesting to look into just how different the prices are today if those consoles were launched today compared to back then. I just can't seem to speak today. I don't know what it is. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, please smack the like button real good. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.